as you can see right behind me, is declared a hazardous area. I think that might be why. Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today we are going to Mount Baw Baw. As you can see, I'm still a little bit dazed from waking up really early with very minimal amount of sleep. I really got to fix that sleeping pattern, but we are up at probably about 6 o'clock, 6:15 in the morning. My mate Jaden just pulled up. We're gonna go to Mount Baw Baw, so I'll see you guys in a bit. That's so cool. This is pretty much like the lineup of cars. There's a RX-7 here too. A Maserati, that's awesome. Look at that body-mounted wing as well on the BMW. We're just out here in Mount Baw Baw at the moment. We got here a bit late, so they've closed the track already, so I don't know if there's actually a place to really spectate, but we can at least watch the cars just launching off and then seeing what we can do at around lunchtime, whether we can find a spot at the end of the course. So at the moment, this is the view of all the cars lining up and about to go on their run. Some cars are coming down just ahead, but the VK Holden Commodore is just cutting the line there as well. We're just about 2 to 3 hours away from Melbourne, just going to go see some cars launching it and racing, and hopefully we might be able to get some more coverage. But for now, we're going to get some photos of all the cars, and then that should be pretty much how our day's going to go. head further into the rally, so you'll see all the rally equipment here. They'll probably have a divider or whatever it's called to divide the track to stop people from speeding all the way through. So I'm not sure if we'll actually see the marshals here yet, but everyone's packed up for lunch, so we get free rein of the track to make our way up. And as you can see, there's like pretty much no line in the middle here, so perfect for this sort of event. And we got to stick to the left because cars will be coming down, but pretty much this is what it will be like. So yeah, so basically what they let us know is we could technically park up somewhere safe and then just be out of the way. Obviously probably not the best way to go, but if we did have a place that we could just park up our car and just walk, then we could just walk up a spot and then just get advantage from there. Okay, and this looks like the end stage for this one. That probably halfway point where Tangel is. I have a feeling that was probably the best spot to actually go and look. There we go. The view up here is amazing. We're getting a bit higher in elevation, so it's going to be a little bit cooler, but it's also going to be pretty fun on these roads. Yeah, damn, that is a fair drop over there on the right. Look at that. Look at that. Damn. That is so sick. I think that might be the stop there. So we are out here at the Australian Tarmac Rally Baw Baw Sprint. I'm here with Cam from ATI. How's it going, Cam?
Yeah, good. It's great to be on the channel.
Here to also talk about just how you can get into this sort of event and what it kind of takes to run an event like this. So why don't you run us through the event and how it was all set up?
So the Australian Tarmac Rally run 4 events a year. So we're at the Baw Baw Sprint. They close off about 40 k's of road exclusively for our use, so we can run the rally. Typically the rally cars got roll cages, hands devices, helmets, our own safety as well, and we've got medical and everything else, so the events run very safely. But yeah, it allows us to drive the roads the way that a good rally event is ought to be run. The way people start with this is that they join the tour group. The tour group, all they need is a car, a helmet, and pay their entry, and then we drive behind the competition cars. We get up to speeds of 130. They're completely closed roads. So if you go to AustralianTarmacRally.com, click on entry, and you'll be able to see all the events with all the dates. So we also do Briefton Spur.
Yeah.
Like, how good's that road?
It's such a good road.
We do Lake Mountain. We also do the Ilden Jamison Road, and we also do the roads outside of Lake's Entrance. Each time we run them, so it's 4 times a year, we close the roads. It's the same deal. We're just completely about fun and safety. So. Yeah.
One question I've also got as well, because I know you guys have been running these events for a long time, but how long exactly have you been running Australian Tarmac Rally?
Well, Australian Tarmac Rally's been around for many years. It's one of the oldest rallies in Australia, but the difference, I guess, with us is that it's accessible. So anyone can sort of join the tour group, and then as they get more confident, they can put a roll cage in their car and then go up to the competition fields where the speeds and everything else goes up. And it's here in Victoria on our favourite roads.
Speaking of Victoria as well, we were just talking earlier before about just how strict the legislation is, especially with like motorsports in Victoria compared to other states like Queensland or Perth, New South Wales with Bathurst as well. What sort of safeties did you have to put in place, and how did you get the approval to do this sort of event?
Well, I mean, it comes from because we're part of the National Tarmac Rally Championship. So it's an official event like a bike race and a running race and that sort of stuff. Yeah. So that's essentially how we do it. But we're really lucky in Victoria. I mean, Victoria is considered the nanny state, right?
Yeah, exactly.
For us to close a road to conduct the event that we do, it's just a very, very unique opportunity. But also, Vic Roads don't just give us a permit and say, off you go, here you go. It's a long line and a long history of having a great safety record. Also respecting the residents, because this is their road as well, and we're very grateful for them to give up their road for a weekend just so we can run our rally championship. There's a long line of things we have to do, but it's everything from talking to the police, councils, the whole lot. there's a lot of organising to go into this.
Yeah.
Generally takes about 9 months to a year just to organise one event.
So we've pretty much covered how you can get into the event, what the event is all about, and also the rules and regulations of it. If you do want to head to an event like this, be sure to check out Australian Tarmac Rally on the internet.
AustralianTarmacRally.com.
Yep, and then you can attend an event like this one and get to enjoy the motorsports in the homeland of Victoria. Now we will return to some more rally action. See you guys soon. So we've finished up all the runs for today, so we're going up to the top of Baw Baw village. Gonna go and chill for a bit, and then we got another 2.5 hour to 3 hour drive back to Melbourne to end off the day. It's been a fun day today. Hello, this is MTV Cribs. I'm sorry, I should have knocked first.
Look, everyone thinks it looks wallow, but the Commodus leaf makes a massive difference.
I would have loved that in my car.
Oh yeah, you would. Probably gonna hit left turning soon. Racing line. Go. Jesus. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh. The Lotus. Datsun's out too. Oh, AP Racing brakes too. A lot of gauges in there too, which is great. Got a Motec dash in there too, which is awesome. So we're at the top of Baw Baw village at the moment. We've just had a massive rally today. I'm here with one of the drivers of the Ford Escort. This is Dane. Great to meet you, Dane.
Nice to meet you too.
How's your day been like? Well, you've been going around the track for quite a long time today.
Yeah, it's been awesome. This is my first rally. So first time with ATR, and first time sort of driving an Escort, and first time sort of doing it all. So it's been a pretty kind of steep learning curve for me, but I've had an awesome co-driver that's been kind of walking me through it, and the guys at Flash that are just, everyone here is sort of big rally heads, so they've been kind of helping me get my feet, which has been unreal. But yeah, it's been awesome so far. So I came from circuit racing, so I started off with just sort of having a street car, and then doing deckers, and then moving into sort of doing track days, and then circuit racing, and then I used to race in the Radical Australia Cup. So I was sort of doing that for a few years, until about probably 10 years ago, and then I decided I wanted to go Tarmac Rally. It was just an easier stepping stone to move into circuit racing, because it's natural progression, and this all seemed, it's more effort, but it's kind of well worth it. So I bought the car 8 years ago, and it's been kind of a long gestation until again we caught up with the Flash guys about 3 years ago, and then it's been unreal. So. And
I think I heard you talking earlier about, like, I don't know if it was you who was saying about like wanting to drive the Escorts as well. How did it feel driving that platform?
Unreal. Like I'd never driven an Escort before. I never even sat in one before I bought the car and built it. And my first time actually driving one was about 3 months ago. So it's you kind of you hope it's going to be what you pictured in your mind, you know, kind of a small, naturally aspirated rear-wheel drive, sequential gearbox, kind of this perfect package, and it is that. It's so much fun.
And also suspension setup on those. Like, what sort of setup do they run?
So we run MCA coilovers in the car with a Hilux rear end, 6-linked and things, and it's been yeah, really awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. And just like leading back into your time on the road today.
Yeah.
So what's been like your favorite thing about driving on like the open road, pretty much?
Just Baw Baw is just it's kind of pretty special piece of road. It's constantly sort of coming at you, and each stage is quite different than the last, but just like it's narrow, beautifully cambered corners, like, you know,
the scenery too.
The scenery, it's amazing. Like just it's such a cool thing that we have an opportunity to close a mountain and go sort of, you know, rallying up it. It's something pretty special. To be honest, I've been super nervous sort of coming into it, and so yesterday was the first day of us sort of doing recce, and we sort of checked the weather the day before and went, oh, it'll be 5 degrees cooler than Melbourne. It's snowing on top of the mountain, and so we came up pretty early, about 10 a.m. We got to the top about 10 a.m. yesterday, and we couldn't get up. Like, we were just sort of sitting there in the road car, just up the hill, going, I don't know how I'm going to do this tomorrow, going on semi-slicks down a mountain for the first time with pace notes and all that sort of stuff. But then, you know, Victoria.
Yeah,
you know, it's
Victoria,
perfect.
what can you do?
Yeah, it's perfect. So, you know, we came out today and it's just like 20 degrees and dry tarmac. It just doesn't get any better.
So this is Mark Balcom, and he's the main driver of the RX-7 FD. Tell us a bit about this car.
The car's a bit of a history. It was imported in about 1996. It's got a bit of a following, this car. One of the guys the guy Gary Scott, who originally built this car and set it up for Tarmac Rallying to do Targa Tasmania in about 96, 97, did a fair bit of work to set it up as an SP replica, which is how I bought the car. So it was modified and in certain ways to do tarmac rallying. That was the focus of the car, but he put a lot of time and love into that car. He then sold it on to the next owner, who I then bought it off in 2009, I believe. So I've had the car since then. Yeah, it's a love affair, this car. It's had a lot of money and a lot of development, but Brad, who was over here working on the car before, got his hands on it in around 2011-12, where we transformed the car with a couple of full rebuilds, but he did a major one then to convert it to a single turbo setup. And put a dog box in the car as well.
So dog box is in, so it's all straight cut gears, is that correct?
It is, yeah. So we have a flat shifter on the gear knob as well, so it's no clutch up the gears, but with clutch down. The car is still in a bit of a transformation mode. Going to do a bit more work, change the motor out with a spare motor soon, and refresh this one with new seals. But I have recently purchased a Hollinger gearbox, which was a big investment, but that will be the next upgrade on the car.
So how did it feel to drive around the mountain in this car?
Well, the roads around here are phenomenal. We've done Targa High Country a number of times over the years, which is currently not running, but
I could see the stickers, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of scrutineering stickers on this car over the years.
Have you done, is it mainly Targa in Melbourne, or did you go also to Tasmania too?
My first event was in 2012, Targa Tasmania, which was limited experience doing track work, and it was we managed to finish, but we had a minor incident where we hit a guardrail on the second day.
No way. Which car did you do that in?
In this car?
In this car as
yeah,
well.
so this is I originally bought this car to start doing tarmac rallying, and I did run an R35 GDR for 2 or 3 years, around 2017, 18, 19, which was an amazing car, but
they so are.
This is quite a raw driving experience to drive this thing.
So with your experience going from Targa, how does ATR compare to Targa for you?
Great experience is probably the first thing I should say. It's a very well-oiled machine, these events, and I did my first one in my R35 in early 2018 for Lake Mountain Sprint, but this year is the first time I've used the Mazda and done all 4 rounds. We busted the diff on the first round this year, going a little bit too hard off the line, but it was an older diff that was probably due for replacement.
That happens on these older cars too.
Yeah, so like, mind you, it's got a a limited slip diff internal in the diff, which gives it a bit more strength, but A lot of modifications throughout this car. We had to put in a different diff support bracket system, which we sourced from James Pearson in Sydney.
Oh.
Who's a Mazda RX-7 guy, does drifting and sells a lot of Mazda RX-7 parts. So he's been a great help this year with sourcing diffs and bits and pieces for the car.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate the interview. And thank you so much for providing some quality entertainment on this amazing rally day today. It has been an absolutely intense day out on the mountain with amazing racing vehicles. We have witnessed a tarmac rally, which is very different from the gravel and dirt rallies that you probably know from the WRC. But this sort of event, I mean, this isn't my first rodeo going to Wollonga Hill Climb about 2 or 3 years ago, but this is something I've never really seen in Melbourne before. So if you do want to go and check out some amazing rally racing, or even you want to get involved, then definitely check out Australian Tarmac Rally. The link is in the description below. And I just want to give a big shout out to Drive with Cam and ATR for having me out here today. It has been absolutely chockers. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.